streaming. Oh, there we go. Much better. I fixed it.
Cool.
Episode 4, and you'd think I'd have it down by now, but you know.
Hey, it's all right. It's okay.
What's good, chat? Oh, that's the other thing I need
Welcome
to do.
to the Nerd Bros Podcast, Episode 4.
Kind of sounds crazy to say episode 4, to be honest.
I know. Oh, I like that thumbnail.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah, that's sick.
It's actually
Got
from
you a nice
comic, I
collection.
think. Yeah, it's just from a comic. Let everybody
Adjust
get
this
in
a
here
little bit.
before we get crazy. Forgot to get chat pulled
I think
up.
the only person
Do what?
in the chat right now might be me.
Dedication, baby. Dedication.
First person showing up to our own stream.
Yes, sir.
Also, for anyone who is new, if you guys missed it, the Funko Pop giveaway winners, their Funko Pops are now on the way. They got shipped today. So, first giveaway is done. What's up, Taya?
Episode 4 of the Nerd Bros podcast is brought to you by Popcorn and Pixel's favorite Marvel movie, Wakanda Forever.
How do I quit the podcast?
Hey, I could have said Love and Thunder.
Oh, if you would have said Love and Thunder, I wouldn't have even asked. I would have just turned my camera off and left.
That one would have been for you. This one was for Cam.
I thought, dude, I'm not even going to lie. I thought you were about to pull out a whole can of Nerdy Nuts. I thought you were, bro. That whole spread.
That would have actually
whole
been kind of
spread.
great. Yeah, that would have been kind of crazy. Taya the Goat is
Episode 5
already
is
in here.
coming.
We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
It's kind of a relatively packed stream, chat. It's going to be a
Oh, yeah.
or a podcast, I guess, honestly.
We got several pretty cool topics tonight.
Yep.
If you can tell by the thumbnails, it's going to be heavily Fantastic Four themed, but we still got some other stuff in here that's going to be pretty fun, pretty exciting,
Oh,
especially from the
100%.
Star Wars universe.
Yeah, not too much going on, but it's more of things that I hope they do. So, I'm excited. By the way,
another minute, then we'll get going.
My review isn't perfect, but it's I can spitball.
Oh, yeah. A lot of mine's off the top of the dome.
Yeah.
All right, we're about 5 in. Let's go ahead and get started. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nerds of the Multiverse. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was trying to say the news and rumors section. Welcome back to the nerd. No! Welcome back to the news and rumors section of the pod. Oh my gosh, I make too many videos. Anyways, news and rumors is what we're doing first, like normal. And we're going to be talking about the new Spider-Man suit for Brand New Day, which I think looks phenomenal.
Here's the thing. When we got the first teaser, and you and I talked about this, when we got that first teaser, it looked really dark to me, and I was not really a fan at first. After seeing full pictures of him on set with the suit, I feel a lot better. It looks really good.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. It gives me. Obviously, it has the raised webbing, so that's like Toby and Andrew. But I think it looks pretty similar to Andrew's suit from TASM 2,
It does.
other than the mask. The body does. And then obviously we got the new Spider-Man logo, which is the same from the end of No Way Home, but newer than the Stark suits. Uh I saw something really sad. I think Drea sent it to me, and then I've seen it a couple other places now as well. But it was talking about how the reason that Peter has to have a new suit is because all of the Stark tech has forgotten who he is, so it won't work for him.
Dude, could you imagine?
That's so sad, bro. Not even
That's
his suits remembered him.
that's actually crazy.
Could
If
you
Stark
imagine?
Tech could not, dude, that's interesting. I think that's a clip. I think that's I think that's a short for you, bro. That's crazy.
I also
Wow.
saw, I think it was Drea who sent me this as well, but it was a video, and it says at least Tony died remembering who Peter was, and
I think I saw that too. I
it's
saw
like,
that too.
why are you breaking my heart? Why are you breaking my
Yeah.
heart?
Our day was pretty good today. How about you?
To be honest, I think next week something that we could be doing that'd be pretty cool is ranking every Spider-Man suit, theatrical Spider-Man suit.
Ooh. Does that count, Miles?
Yeah, cast Smile. He's in the movie. He has
Good
two of them.
answer. That's right.
Technically, he has like three if you count his starter suit that he got from Stan Lee at a store.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that.
He picks up that costume and he's like, what if it doesn't fit? He's like, oh, it always fits. And then you see the sign, no refunds.
Dude, I honestly forgot. I kind of need to rewatch that movie.
Oh, same, bro.
I
Double
don't think it's
feature.
on Disney Plus. The second one is.
I don't. Is it?
Second one is. I watched it the other day.
I own both.
I do own the first one, don't I? Yeah, I do. But forgot.
Yeah, I think you were the one who inspired me to get it off of Amazon because it was on sale.
That's right. It was on the crazy sale. That was like. Was that
2 years
2020?
ago?
I was way longer than 2 years ago. It was before I saw the second one.
Wow.
It's been a minute, bro.
Holy crap.
Yeah, yeah.
Time flies, bro.
Didn't we see that opening night? The second one, or close to it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I wish I would have gotten some merch at the time.
Oh, dude, there's several hoodies that I wish I would have got.
Same for the Batman. I wish I would have got the Batman cup and the Batman popcorn tin, but I didn't.
Yep.
You live and learn, chat. That's why I got
Yes,
this when
you
I
do.
could.
Yeah, at the Fantastic Four showing.
At the Fantastic Four show, we went to see Superman. Didn't have the cup, but they had Fantastic Four. I was like, I'll wait till we see Fantastic Four. Went to see Fantastic Four. Didn't have Fantastic Four stuff, but had Superman. How's that even make sense?
I will say though, we could have just said that we're supporting superhero movies for the month of July. It don't matter.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I wouldn't sit there during Superman with a Fantastic Four cup, but I sat there during Fantastic Four with a Superman cup. And yet I liked Fantastic Four more. But we'll get into that later.
That's a spoiler.
Definitely a spoiler.
That's a spoiler. All right, buddy.
All right, guys. So this next part, I might go into it a little more than we did this one. But for other news and rumors, there's a rumor that we will be getting three theatrical releases of Star Wars in 2027. So the first one, Star Wars is doing a re-release of the original movie. So I don't know yet whether it's going to be just Star Wars and we're going to get the original cut, or if we're going to get the special edition of A New Hope. So we don't know which one of the two we're getting. If I was a betting man, I'd probably say special edition. We're probably going to get New Hope. I would love to have the original cut, but I don't think we're going to get it. Let's see. So next up is of course, the newest release of a new Star Wars film. We're getting Star Wars Starfighter, starring Ryan Gosling. Super excited for that. That is a new movie. Don't know much about it yet, except for the fact of who is starring in the movie. I think Sean Levy is doing the movie. Is that correct? Is it Sean
Yes.
Levy? Okay.
Sean Levy's doing it. I will say the name sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not good.
That's a whole different topic. The names that they're giving Star Wars the names that they're giving a lot of these movies, and it's kind of like, I don't know, man. I think it's kind of dookie that we're getting the Mandalorian and Grogu, real original. I mean, even the shows, like Ahsoka.
It sounds AI generated.
It kind of does a little bit, yeah. I definitely get that take. But it is what it is. I mean, Andor, Ahsoka, The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, everything is centered around characters, which is fine, but I kind of wish the names were a little better, but it is what it is. At least Starfighter isn't, like, just the name of Ryan Gosling's character. I mean, I guess there's that.
I think what I don't like the most about it is it has the word star in it twice. It just sounds dumb.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of fair. I get what you're saying. But
That's like, man, like what would even be a good example of that? It's like Night at the Museum, Haunted Museum. It just sounds stupid.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I can't really argue that, to be honest. And the third movie that we could potentially be getting in 2027 is the re-release of Star Wars Attack of the Clones for the 25th anniversary. Now, here's my thing. And I'm going to give my full take on those three. We know for a fact we're getting two. They have fully announced, Disney has fully announced that we're getting, obviously, now the Starfighter movie could get delayed, but as of right now, we know that we're getting that. And we know that we're getting the 50th anniversary of Star Wars A New Hope. That's the best time for them to do episode 2, but I'm not very hopeful. I'm really not.
I think something that's crazy to me is like the potential of having two of their movies be re-released in the same year. It's kind of wild.
Yep. The 20th would have been... When would the 20th have been? 22?
For Attack of the Clones?
22. It was 2002. So, it's interesting. It's interesting. Again, I don't think they're going to do it. It kind of sucks because I know a lot of people would love to see that one. That's one of the last few that I personally haven't seen in theaters. But I think we'll get it eventually. I don't see it happening in 2027.
They may push to 2032.
That would be unfortunate. But another big thing
30th.
Oh, and I think that's another thing is that all of that is going to be taking place within a month or two. Because I'm pretty sure Star Wars Starfighter is supposed to be coming out around May. So we're going to get, if they do it, we're going to get that, both of the other movies, and Celebration in the span of a month. I don't think they're going to do it, man. I don't think we're going to get
crazy.
Attack. Yeah. I mean,
I think it'd be crazy. It's too much. It's almost not that there could be too much Star Wars, but I think that's too much Star Wars, if you know what I mean.
Well,
especially when you have a brand new movie releasing at that time.
Yeah, I think people are going to pick and choose what they go to see.
Instead it'll hurt the numbers.
Yeah, 100%. So, that's the thing.
Let the guest of honor in real quick.
You have all year to release those. So it kind of just is what it is.
I agree.
Would you just let in the goat?
Yeah, she's stubborn though.
Wait, hold on. Has she
Come
been
on.
seen on YouTube yet?
I don't know if she's been seen on YouTube. She may have came in for an episode. Come on. There you go. There you go. I'll close this door now. I don't want to hear in game
What's
out
up,
there. We're gonna
Sam?
get copyrighted. You say hi?
Yeah,
Come
could
here.
you imagine?
They're out there having the final battle against Thanos right now. There you go, Goober.
I thought she was about to peek her head out the window under the
She
under the
just did,
blinds.
she just did the kickstand. Her
Yeah,
leg. Every single time she lays down, kickstand.
yeah. I will say
Uh,
really quick before we segue on to the next one. You think by 27 at Celebration, because there's no Celebration next year, do you think we could get any cool announcements
at Celebration or before Celebration?
at Celebration? We'll get something
At
announced
Celebration,
before Celebration. Yeah.
I think it'd be cool if they just announced like a timeline of when the Heir to the Empire movie's coming out.
Yeah.
That's what I really
Ooh.
want.
Imagine getting an Heir to the Empire trailer at Celebration.
That'd be sick. I think that we need the release date beforehand because
Yeah.
if we had a tease beforehand, like several months before, and then they gave us like the first trailer, I'd be happy with it.
100.
Like I hope it's not just them giving us a date because
Yeah.
I'll kind of be upset. That's like kind of boring, especially if you're at Star Wars Celebration and you do something so small.
Agreed. What if it's
So I hope it's
Celebration
announced before.
27? What if it's Celebration 27? They announced that George Lucas is buying Star Wars.
I'd be so happy, so happy.
Total troll.
I'd flip.
Total clip farm right there, chat. Total clip farm. But I'm alright with it.
I'd flip.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it also kind of depends on how their projects do the next couple of years because say Ahsoka season 2 does very well, and if they're kind of waiting to see if they're going to do a third season or not, that could also get announced at Celebration.
Hmm. Well, see, but here's... Okay. I don't want to get too much into what I was about to say because I'm going to be talking about it later on in the stream. But I think... I don't know that we're going to get season 3.
Really?
And I have my reasons. But we'll get into that later.
Okay. The final piece of news that we have for today.
Not a lot.
It's
Slow
more
news.
of
Slow news.
yeah, slow news. James Gunn was asked about the villains for the upcoming sequel to the Batman, so Batman Part 2. And he was asked like if anything's been close, whatever. And he says that at the moment, so far, everything has just been speculation. And basically, he says that there's nothing concrete for who we've guessed so far. And there's been a lot of people rumored, like the Court of Owls have been rumored. At one point, it was Mr. Freeze. It was going to be Clayface until they decided to make that a DCU project. We have Hush as a possible villain. I really don't know. But apparently everything that we have said so... Yeah. Now, he could just be saying that because he's like, oh, I don't want people to think they're right. But, who knows?
Wait, so is this... Wait, hold on. Did you say this was DCU Batman or Batman Part 2?
Batman Part 2.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as The Brave and the Bold, I have no idea who's going to be
No
in that
clue.
film.
Absolutely no clue.
We don't even know who Batman is. So,
No. Well, I think we do, honestly.
Yeah,
But,
unofficially.
yeah.
But, if we're... My own, like, kind of want for the Batman Part 2, with how, like, detective-y he is and how, like, corrupt Gotham is, I think if you do the Court of Owls, it'd be awesome. See, my kind of like perfect world for I think for the Batman Part Two is either it's a setup for the Court of Owls, who will be the big bad in the third movie,
Mm.
or they happen in the second movie, as well as having Hush, who a lot of people don't know who Hush is. He was like a child of Bruce Wayne, and a lot of stuff happened between them. And he basically comes back as a villain. He's trying to extort Bruce. So those two could work very well together. Um, we have never seen Hush or the Court of Owls in live action for movies. We have seen the Court of Owls in Gotham, but as far as that
Just
goes, because
finally
I've
got
also
there.
heard that good. It's such a cool storyline.
Yeah, it is.
But I think that what they're doing is they're saving the Joker for the third movie as well.
Mm.
So I don't really know if holding off on the Court of Owls until the third one would be good, or if you just put them in the second one. But that's kind of where I'm at. I feel like you have to do something more with the corruption of Gotham.
Yeah, agreed. I've heard Penguin and Mr. Freeze a lot being thrown around as like the main two villains in the second one. That could be very wrong, but
Penguin would be cool, especially because he's been set up
yeah.
very well. Mr. Freeze, the only thing that kind of gives me the indication that it might be him is we're about to head into like wintertime in Gotham, which is kind of teased.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool, and I'd like to see them. I have a very good representation of Mr. Freeze.
I have a question.
What's up?
What if they give us a phenomenal take on Mr. Freeze and like it's done well, but it's Arnold again? How would you feel?
If if it's done well, I'm not upset. Personally, I don't see it happening. I don't see 70-something-year-old Arnold
No.
Schwarzenegger coming to play Mr. Freeze again.
No.
But if it was a good representation of the character, it was less goofy. He didn't sound like the Terminator the entire time, which I
Yeah.
think is impossible. Uh, I'd be fine.
Here's my thing. Knowing that we're getting a completely separate DCU Batman, are they just going to keep recycling the same old stories? Like they're, you get what I'm saying?
What's crazy to me is there's so much story they've never done,
Yeah.
especially in live action, because they've taken aspects of some good comics. Animation's done a ton, but they've never done a lot of it in live action. And my only thing is so far, we kind of feel like we've had a recycling of villains because everybody tries to keep doing what Christopher Nolan did, and they're like, "Oh, grounded Batman, grounded Batman." Now, yes, Batman works in a grounded universe very well, but you will never get his fantastical villains if it's a grounded universe. Like, you will not get some of the crazier villains. Like, I don't see like a I don't even know, like a Poison Ivy or a uh, Killer Croc or people like that coming to life in a grounded universe.
True.
Like, that's why we see like the Scarecrow, the Joker, Two Face, and Penguin a lot, because they work. They could be real
Yeah.
people.
But that's the thing too, is like I'm never afraid of getting more Joker. Like that's never,
Oh no.
or Penguin, honestly.
My thing about the Joker, I almost kind of have the outlook on the Joker as I do with Darth Vader, because Darth Vader's been used so seldomly, but it's been good that he's been used seldomly because it makes him even scarier.
Hmm.
I think the big thing about the Joker though is there's just so many people who are afraid to touch it just because Heath Ledger. Like,
Yeah.
Jack did great. Jack did great. Heath was the best in my opinion. Um, if we're talking voices, Mark Hamill's great. He's the best when it comes to being the voice of the Joker. But then like Jared Leto was not it. And now we have Barry, I think Keoghan is his last name. He's
Which one was
we've
Jared?
only seen part of it. Jared was like the Suicide Squad and like the Justice
Dude, I
League
didn't think
stuff.
that was bad.
When
I mean, okay,
when
he
it comes,
wasn't Jack and he wasn't Heath Ledger. but I didn't think it was terrible.
I think what hurt it is it came off of Heath Ledger's performance.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, the Suicide Squad came out uh 8 years later, but nobody played the Joker since, and that's the first thing we got. And it's like, ah,
yeah. I need to go back and rewatch. Wasn't there 2 Suicide Squad movies?
yeah. There's Suicide Squad and the Suicide Squad.
Isn't the Suicide Squad like rated really high? Or which one of them is it?
Oh yeah, it's the Suicide Squad. The second one they made, that's James Gunn's film.
Okay, that's the one I haven't
He
seen.
When they made that movie, DC gave him a choice because he literally said because they wanted him to direct Superman back then, and he was like, "No, I want to do the Suicide Squad."
Wow,
So
I didn't know that.
so so he made the Suicide Squad instead.
Interesting.
But it was back when the DCEU was still a thing as well, so he didn't really want to touch it.
Mm. I'm surprised he hasn't. He's not going to make it canon.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really know exactly the whole canon
Like what he's going to do.
timeline for the because I've heard in Peacemaker because there's going to be the multiversal stuff in Peacemaker, and I guess season 1 Peacemaker is getting offed, and then season 2 Peacemaker is the new Peacemaker of the DCU, but it's still John Cena. It's just a different version of him from a different universe.
Interesting. Interesting. Interesting.
So,
I'm actually really excited for the more Batman stuff we get, the more excited I get. I mean, you know this. So,
oh yeah, bro.
especially lately.
Have you ever seen the animated series?
The animated, like Batman the Animated Series, like that one. I've seen season 1.
That's a good show. It's so
It
old
is a good show.
fashioned,
Yeah.
and it's like, but it's such a good representation of Batman. And then if you want more of a Batman who's like really good as like a person who has gadgets and stuff, there's a show called The Batman that's really good as well.
Okay. I've heard
You
Brave
see a
and the
lot
Bold
more
was
tech.
very good, but I've never watched it.
Neither have I.
Mm-mm.
The thing about the Batman like show is the villains in that show, they all are like a little bit different looking and they act a little bit different, but it's a nice twist. And it's kind of just like it's a different take on Batman, but it's cool. It's cool. It's just different. If you want something like the animated series is good for like detective stuff. It's good for like
Mm.
just seeing him think. This show is more of the opposite. It's like, oh, we're gonna see him fight. We're gonna see him good with gadgets, and we're gonna see some crazy villains with some really good story.
What about the animated movies? Have you seen all of those?
Not all of them. The only ones I tried were the I think I've seen the Killing Joke, which I actually have the comic of, and the Long Halloween, which I have the graphic novel of. That's my favorite Batman story of
Interesting.
all time.
Yeah, I
But yeah.
definitely need to dive more into Batman lore, but I know a
Oh,
good bit.
some of it's just phenomenal.
Yeah. Plus, I need to play the games, dude, because you love those.
Dude, I'm telling you. Like, I think people think I'm insane when I say that those are my favorite games. But it's just I put so much time. I've not only played them once. I've played each of them probably 3 to 4 times.
Jeez,
I love those
that's
games.
crazy.
All right,
Yeah,
Google.
that's sick though. I mean, loving the game is loving the game, bro.
Yeah,
I
it's so good.
yeah yeah. I need to try them out. I don't think they're all on PlayStation. At least not on the 5. The only one that I
I
saw that I was able to play, but I haven't played it, was the Origins.
That one is free, but that's also like a PS3 game. They never remastered that for up ones.
Hmm.
You could play that one but then also they have like a bundle of the other three, and you could get it for like $5 normally. It's always on sale.
Really?
Yeah, because what's kind of crazy is Origins was made by a different company. It wasn't made by Rocksteady. So I don't know exactly if they count that in the storyline because it is more of an origin. He's not like it's not you see him become Batman. It's just he's newer at being Batman. There's newer villains. Like in that game, you see him interact with the Joker for the very first time. And
Oh,
so that game, it seems like is more of an. It literally seems like more of an origin for that universe. And then if you're going canonically, as far as storyline goes, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight are kind of like a trilogy. But they made Origins third, and that kind of is like, oh, we're gonna put this here.
yeah, that makes sense.
But
So would it be
they're
bad
all
to play
good.
Origins first?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
The controls are a little bit different. If you play Asylum first, it's real. And going from Asylum and then playing City, which in my opinion, City is the best one. Uh, and then you go to Origins, which is a little bit newer than both of those. It's kind of cool. So
Interesting.
I'm gonna let her out because
Yeah,
she's
you're good.
insane.
Yeah, me neither, Taya. Sorry, Taya. I just saw your chat.
All right.
But yeah, we actually hit the timing of that on the nose. We kind of rambled for a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah, we actually got to talk a little bit more Batman than normal, so that was pretty cool.
I enjoyed it, especially as of late. Chat, my Batman addiction right now is bad. It's bad. Okay, it's not bad, but
It's not unhealthy yet.
notice how he said yet. I just want to throw that out there. Trying to play all the games now. I've seen most of the movies, but I'm rewatching them. Watching some of the shows. Almost done with Gotham. Yeah, chat. Evan tried to get me to buy a Batman Funko Pop the other day. That, you know. What were you about to say?
Yeah. I own several graphic novels.
I actually own a couple. I don't know where they're at the moment. They're in here somewhere. I own a few. I have a couple of Batman and Robins. Because you know who one of my favorite superheroes is. We still haven't got the couple yet. Yeah. I think that's part of the reason I'm so excited for Brave and the Bold. If they go the Robin route.
They should.
Yeah.
My favorite Robin will always be Dick Grayson, though, who ends up being Nightwing. The 1st Robin, always going to be my favorite. Like, Jason Todd's cool and the story's cool, but he's really more of the Red Hood. And then Tim Drake, he's cool. They've done some questionable things with his character. Then you have Damien, which Damien's sick. And then I forget the girl's name. I forget her name.
Dagnabbit, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. All right, though, ladies and gentlemen, if Evan's ready, we're going to go ahead and hop on into the next one. Pretty exciting one. We did this on, I believe, episode 1, or was it 2?
2.
So we're bringing back this segment. So in episode 2, ladies and gentlemen, we did Which is Better? And again, this is all opinionated. This is all Evan's opinion. That's what it's about because it's about, superhero films, which is his main thing. This one is all about Fantastic Four because we recently saw it in theaters. What was it, Tuesday? Last Tuesday, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, which is better? All right, Evan. First one is a big one. Which is better?
No.
Fantastic Four or your favorite Marvel movie of all time, as well as Cam's Wakanda Forever?
Fantastic Four First Steps is, without a doubt, better than Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Not much explanation.
Nothing?
What? Wakanda Forever is kind of a mess. Uh they handled the death of Chadwick Boseman well, as far as his
Mm.
funeral scene. The funeral scene is probably one of the better scenes in that movie. Um, I wasn't a fan of how they offed Angela Bassett, like the Queen. I wasn't a fan of that. Um, I thought Namor was cool. I'm excited to see more of him. Shuri was fine. I don't like how this is like. I don't like how they couldn't replicate an organ as far as their tech goes. Like their tech failed. They're supposed to be the best tech in the entire world, and it failed. Yeah, it's just there's some stuff about that film that is just not a fan. I'm not gonna lie. I think I've only ever seen it the one time that we saw it in theaters. So actually, no. Yeah, I've only ever seen it once. So maybe it'd be better on a rewatch. I'm not entirely sure. It might even
Yeah.
get worse. But Fantastic Four First Steps, man,
Yeah.
no
Great film.
question.
Great film. But we will get into that later. Next up, so the whole premise of this is about superhero films. I kind of moved away a little bit from Marvel and DC. So we have which is better, Evan? Fantastic Four or The Incredibles?
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were about to ask me Sky High. Um,
That's not a bad movie though.
Fantastic Four or Incredibles. That's a tough one, considering The Incredibles is based on the Fantastic Four. Um, they had a lot of similar aspects to them as well, like the Mole Man. The uh, you have
They did have
obviously the
similar
main four,
aspects, yeah.
and then the baby being like Jack and Franklin having similarities as well. Uh, the Incredibles is like my childhood, and it's really hard for me to want to say that The Incredibles is worse. So I'm going to say The Incredibles is better than Fantastic Four First Steps.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
It's
I like
very
that
close
answer.
though. I liked both of them, but I love The Incredibles.
I like that answer. Isn't that your favorite Pixar movie?
Oh yeah. Ah, it's either that or Toy Story 2.
To me, you can't go wrong with Incredibles, Toy Story 2, and Finding Nemo. Can't go wrong.
I think I'd probably put Monsters Inc. over Finding Nemo.
Bro, Finding Nemo is my favorite, though.
Oh, I know. I know it is.
That's my favorite. All right. Next up. Also, I do want to preface this because there was a lot of hate on the internet about the last time we did this segment. So I'm going to say this, okay? This might even be its own clip. The entire premise of this is just superhero films, okay? We know that you don't think you can compare Fantastic Four to the Avengers. We really don't care. We know they're not the same film. We know they're not the same style, but they are comic book style movies. They are superhero movies. That's all that matters. That is all this segment is about. Okay? Okay. Rant done.
I think I think what's crazy to me is I'm the one giving the opinion. And Trey's the one getting the hate because he's asking the question. I'm giving my takes, and they're like, "Oh no, Evan's cool." Trey, why'd you ask that question?
Yeah, what a stupid question, Nerds of Ren. I mean, come on. You know,
Oh man.
it happens. It's what it is, baby. I can take it. Let's get it. All right. So the next one is which is better, the Fantastic Four First Steps or Iron Man 1?
Oh, what a comparison. Well, they're both obviously Iron Man 1 is the start of it all. It's a phase 1 movie. The Fantastic Four First Steps is very similar to a phase 1 movie. Um and it's kind of like Marvel remembered how to make a phase 1 movie again. So, it's tough because they both set the tone very well. They're both great stories as far as like obviously we got the origin of Tony Stark and all of that in his movie. It was a great setup. It was a great start to the entire universe that led to Fantastic Four. Um, I think as far as the movies go, though, I'm going to say the Fantastic Four steps because I think it's something that we've never seen before as far as like the 60s like futuristic retro looking movie. It's one of the most see. It's so pleasing to watch. I like how the characters look extremely comic accurate, especially the Thing. We got Galactus finally, a proper Galactus. I think that Galactus is a better villain than what the Ironmonger or Obadiah Stane is. Even though I like Iron Man, Iron Man's probably in the top 15 MCU films for me for sure. Maybe even top 10, maybe, but definitely top 15. Uh, but I think the Fantastic Four First Steps has the edge.
That's fair. Totally a fair take. Taya, that is 100% correct. I cannot catch a break. You're right. I get hated on for the most stupid reasons ever. But it's alright. It is what it is. Alright, Evan. Next up, Fantastic Four First Steps. Or Batman Begins.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy. That's a
shot
hard
here.
one.
Taking a shot. Appreciate that, Sam. Appreciate that. Very much.
Dude, it's been a bit since I watched Batman Begins as well. I'm gonna give the edge. Oh man, dude, you're telling me to put the Fantastic Four, which was phenomenal, over the start of it all for Christian Bale. Both origins. Fantastic Four is an origin, but not an origin. I think at this point they've been the Fantastic Four for what? I don't remember if it was 2 or 4 years. I think it was 4 years. Uh, but they have the montage of everything. Mm. Batman Begins though has the best voice of Christian Bale's Batman's. I think it got worse as the movies went on. Um,
Really?
yeah, I love the Batmobile. I love him becoming Batman. It was a great origin. That movie literally came out when I was 4. Oh, I'm dancing around this question so much. Um,
This is a tough one. I think this is the biggest. This might be the most I've stumped you in one.
I'm having a hard time because, dude, I love both of them, and I'm trying to think of why the Fantastic Four should be better. And I think I'm going to give the edge to Batman Begins.
Ooh,
That was tough.
interesting. Yeah,
That was
that
tough.
was a good one. Um,
That
the next three are interesting. Next up, we have another MCU battle right here. Fantastic Four First
Thank you,
Steps
Lord.
or Thor.
Fantastic Four First Steps. Um, as
No
much as I
hesitation.
love the first Thor, I love the first Thor, and it's very good. Um, and seeing the callbacks that they've done with it throughout the MCU, like in Loki, now is great. Um, Thor, in my opinion, is the second best of the Thor films. I think that this was a little bit better. There's moments when I watch Thor, not a ton of them, but a few of them that I actually get a little bit bored in, and I wasn't really bored at all in Fantastic Four, so that's why.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's a good take. I can't argue that at all. Um, the next one we have Fantastic Four or Captain America: Civil War.
Captain America: Civil War.
Agreed. Agreed.
That I don't think that one's too hard. I think Civil War is easily a top 5 to 7, probably 5 MCU film. Um, and Fantastic Four is good. It's just not up there for me at the moment. And you have to think Civil War is basically a smaller Avengers film. And so far, even Age of Ultron, as time's gone on, has gotten better. And it's hard to say that any Avengers film is worse than any other film in the MCU.
Yep. If I'm not mistaken, Civil War was the first appearance of Spider-Man, correct?
And Black Panther.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I can't argue that take whatsoever.
Am I correct on that? Yeah, because Civil War came out in 2016 and Black Panther came out in 17 or 18.
I think it was
I
18.
think it was 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Homecoming came out in 17. So yeah, Civil War's goated, dude. And Zemo was awesome in that film. You find out that the Winter Soldier got rid of Tony's parents. Like, Civil War was beautiful.
Could have been his adoptive parents. Hey,
Theory video coming soon.
I'm just saying, bro. All right, so the last one was probably the most predictable one of all of them. But you know what time it is, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Evan,
It's clobbering time.
Fantastic Four or Superman 2025?
This is a spoiler because we're giving our rankings later. Fantastic Four First Steps is better than Superman 2025.
Interesting.
Not by
Okay.
much.
Yeah, agreed
Not
with
by
that.
much.
Agreed with that.
And obviously, I am more of a Marvel fan than I am DC. I like DC a lot, and I'm very much looking forward to the future of the DCU. I just felt like there was two different angles they took with these films. Superman was great, and it's kind of like I mentioned in the last time we did, which is better. Superman was great. I think what brings it down a little bit is how much they do in that film. There's kind of a lot. This film, The Fantastic Four, is so simple. There's not like anything crazy going on. It's literally just four of them. Then you end up getting Franklin and Herbie, Galactus, and the Silver Surfer. That's pretty much it, other than Ben's side piece. So
All of which we knew
Yeah.
in the trailers. So there was nothing really
So-
crazy, you know.
it's just more of a simple film. Not that like it has to be more simple. It's just it was easier to follow because
Yeah.
you had one path, not a bunch. So that's why.
That wraps up the second time we've ever done which is better. That was pretty cool. Hopefully this
I like
week,
that segment.
hopefully this coming week I don't get crapped on Evan's page.
Tipped me off too. I had some guy just crapping on everyone. So hey, I commented back one time. Have not heard a word since. So
The funny thing is, well, that guy wasn't even really crapping on me. He was just crapping on all of it. Just the whole segment. He hated it.
yeah,
Makes no sense.
he. I don't know, man. He can't take it when he gets responded to, though. I found
Apparently
out.
not. Yeah.
So
Appreciate that,
everybody
Sam.
knows.
All right, dog. I think I'm ready for the next one. We hit the time right on the nose, dude. We're hitting this good. We're doing good. We're learning the podcast game chat. Okay.
Hey, I will say I was kind of watching the time a little bit during the news. That section, I wasn't watching it.
Yeah.
Tried and it felt good. So
Like
Ah.
on the second, bro. We hit it. So
yes, sir. As far as the next section goes, we are going to be talking a little bit more about the Fantastic Four before we get into spoilers later on. We still got a couple sections before that, so we'll let you know when spoilers are coming. But we are going to be ranking all four of the live-action Fantastic Four films. And do you want to start from worst to best, or best to worst, or what do you want to do?
you know, here's the thing. In my opinion, I think it's pretty predictable for 1 and 4. So Let's go backwards. Let's start at the bottom.
Okay. Okay. So, starting at number 4, we have Fantastic Four 2015. Fanforstic, some people call it. That's my take, at least. Is that the same for you?
That is the only one I have not seen. So I can't really say it's 4, even though I've heard it would be if I've seen it.
Don't watch it. um,
Man,
that
yikes.
movie is based on like the Ultimates universe of the Fantastic Four. That's where they were drawing a lot of their inspiration from. Michael B. Jordan, probably the best part of the film. Miles Teller's cool. You don't care about this team. I hate that the Thing is naked. He has no pants. Doctor Doom, dumb. There's
He has no
times where you don't
pants.
understand. No, he's just a rock. He don't got pants.
That's not a boulder.
It's a rock. A rock.
It's a little pebble. What up, HG?
Hey, don't make me bring up that clip from last week.
Oh no.
You're gonna be in the same boat as the Thing, buddy.
What's the thing? All right.
In the words of the Nerds of Ren,
That's right, baby.
he said he has a small one,
I did. It was unfortunate.
and it's clipped forever. It's in my camera roll.
It is. It
All
is
right.
clipped forever. Yep.
The second and third one, I had a little bit of a rough time ranking because I like both of them. But what did you end up putting for your third?
I went with Fantastic Four.
2005?
Yep.
I went with Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Why?
I love the Silver Surfer. He's not the reason it's there. I just think that
Here's the thing. I don't think
nostalgia
either one of
played a
them are a
little bit
bad
more.
film. I don't think either one of them are a
I
bad
think
film.
I think nostalgia played a little bit in my choice because I love the 2005 movie. I don't care what anybody says. And I know that whole movie is an origin. I get it. I get that you don't really get to see them use their power a ton. But it's still great in my eyes. And it's just, I love Doom.
Well,
And we get a lot more Doom in that film, I feel like, than we do in the second movie. And there's some really cool things in the second film. Like, you get to see Doom on the Silver Surfer's board. Like, that was sick. Norrin Rad, sick. I wish we had Norrin Rad in the MCU, to be honest, even though I do like Sean. But, yeah. Rise of the Silver Surfer has to be 3.
interesting. I think for me, the reason I went with Fantastic Four at 3 was just because it very much was, like you said, just an origin film, which is really what it was. But it was still good. I don't have anything bad about the movie. But the reason I went Silver Surfer, I guess I'll go ahead and say Silver Surfer is 2 for me. I enjoyed the overall story much more. And it was more than just an origin story, and I think that's a big part of the reason. Plus Doom and Silver Surfer, come on, bro.
Yeah, it's understandable. Honestly, it was very close to being the same exact ranking for me. I'm kind of happy we had a difference, so we have a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, true.
That's typically how our rankings go. We're typically one off,
Dude, our rankings are actually very close on everything. Yet Cam only gives
except when it
me
comes to Star
hate.
Wars.
You know what I'm saying? I'm only the only one that gets hate from Cam. Yet our rankings are always so similar. I just want to throw that
Except
out
when it
there.
comes to Star Wars.
Well, I mean, is it that different though?
That is not.
That's
the
coming
same.
next week.
Yeah, but say
Spoiler.
chat. Yeah, you guys got to let us know how excited you are to hear Trey's rankings of the Star Wars universe. We almost didn't do it because he didn't know, because it's controversial.
I still don't know if I'm going to do it. I'm still not 100%
We're
positive.
doing it. I will guarantee it right now. I will make you a promise. It will be in episode 5.
Chat, clip that one like Evan clipped me last week. Evan just looked into the camera and
That's a-
said, "We are doing it." I just want to throw that out there. I'm just saying, that's getting clipped. I'm just,
It
I'm
wasn't
just
going.
saying.
It wasn't going to till you said something. You sus
Oh no, I
minded
was
dude.
clipping it regardless. I knew I was clipping it. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
That did not need to be on the internet.
You know what though? Now that I'm thinking about it, doing the doing the Star Wars ranking could be good because it's gonna get it probably is gonna put up some numbers because there's gonna be some angry people, and I'm okay with that.
It'd be cool.
They're gonna be really mad when they
You
see the Last Jedi at 1. Totally kidding, chat. Totally kidding.
you should do kind of like what I did with the MCU for a video, like a tier list.
I can't. They would all be
Why?
elite.
Stop.
You know I'm right though. For me,
No,
that
you
for
are not.
me.
You're only ranking them against themselves.
Well, that's fair. Okay. I guess that makes a little more sense. All right. Ranking them against themselves.
That is why. That is why Cam does not respect your takes.
At this point, I don't really care.
Oh. But yeah, so number one, Fantastic Four, first steps. Easy.
Yeah, 100%. Very, very easy. I'm not. I don't really want to get too much into this at the moment, just because we have a 30-minute spoiler review.
Yes.
But it was very good. It was very good. I think you guys will like our review. Are you going to clip our 30-minute review and like put it in a whole video?
I could. I didn't do it for Superman, but I totally could. I was going to do it for Superman. I just never got around to doing it.
I feel like you should almost do it for both. Just still do it.
Yeah. Honestly, it's not a bad idea. Um, One thing also about the Silver Surfer movie, I do agree with Taya's comment. I didn't like what they did with Galactus. That was another reason I kind of went with it at 3. They made him just a giant cloud.
That's fair.
And
I
he's
do
like
remember
that
that.
in
That's fair.
a different run of the comics. And whatever, it just sucked. You gave us a really cool Silver Surfer, and then you gave us
Yeah, that's fair.
not
I think they did some very. Now that I think about it, there's a lot of similarities between that film and this one, the new one. Just in terms of the characters they used, I guess, anyway. I think they used them in a lot better way this time.
I almost feel like they took aspects of that film and they made this movie have a better version of them.
Yeah.
They just improved on what happened. There's a specific scene that I'm thinking of right now, and we'll talk about it in a minute. Well, in about 15, 20 minutes. But, yeah, so there's our rankings for the live action Fantastic Four movies.
Yeah. Yeah. Besides the last one, I don't think there's a bad movie of the 4. I think all 3 of them are pretty good. But I have a lot more comic book / superhero movies above 2015, and 2007 or 2005 and 2007 than I do above the new one. But
Oh, yeah.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, it's 9 o'clock. You know what that means? It's time for some Star Wars, baby. I am excited for this one. This one could be a good 15 to 20 minutes. I think it's going to be a nice one. So I'm going to give my complete Ahsoka Season 2 predictions / wish list, I guess. So everything I want to happen in Ahsoka Season 2 and things that I honestly think are going to happen anyway. They're kind of just completely mixed in here. So you'll kind of know what are predictions and what is wish list. Because some of them are a little far-fetched for sure. But To start things off, and Evan, feel free whenever you want to chime in. So, um, I think Ahsoka will finish and finally fully train Sabine Wren to be a Jedi. I think it's going to finally be done. We saw her have aspects of the Force. We saw the kind of struggles between her and Ahsoka's relationship as master and apprentice. So I think they're going to touch on that, and I think they're going to finish it on Peridea. What do you think?
I'm down for it. I'd love to see Sabine just fully embrace being a Jedi, like a Force user, who's also a Mandalorian. I'm ready for it. I think that would be. I feel like that almost has to be a must. My only thing about it, do you think Ezra will have any hand in training Sabine as well, or just Ahsoka?
Well, Ezra's back on the main galaxy now. And I.
Oh, true. Yeah, never mind. Never mind.
Which reminds me, actually, thank you. I left something off of here, so now I'm going to say it because you just reminded me. So I appreciate that. I think Ezra Bridger will train Jason Syndulla. Now, I made a whole video about this. It's in the description to a degree. It's in one of the playlists in there, so you can watch that. But I do think he's going to train Jason now that he's back in the main galaxy, which I think is super cool, considering Jason's dad trained Ezra. So, and I know you like that.
Yeah, Kanan. Man, dude, I can't help but get sad every time I think about Kanan after what happened to him. I love Kanan so much. He's one of the best characters in all of Star Wars, in my opinion.
Ooh, interesting.
I love
Kanan's
Kanan.
one of your favorite?
And oh, Kanan's probably a top 5 Star Wars character for me.
Ooh, okay. I can't hate that, dude. Kanan's a great character. Kanan is a great character. Okay. Let's see here. Next up, I believe we are finally going to fully explore Baylan Skoll's original purpose from Season 1, which we saw at the end of Season 1. He was standing on a mountain with the father pointing to a beam in the sky across Peridea. I have a lot of things that I think that's going to turn into. I think I know what it is. And so that leads me into my next point, which is the introduction of Abeloth. I think we're going to get a live-action Abeloth. I think she is the one that was calling Baylan to Peridea in the first place. I think that's going to be the whole thing. And I think she's going to be even more evil than she was in some rights in the books and comics. So, could be very interesting. She's kind of scary, I'm going to be honest. It's going to be the darkest thing they've probably ever done in Star Wars. By far. At least in my opinion.
I think it'd be good. I think it would be interesting to see Abeloth for once. My only thing about Baylan, going back to him, do you feel like they scrapped him becoming the son of Mortis because of what happened? Or do you think that's still going to happen? Yeah, do you think he'll still be the son of Mortis?
I don't think Baylan was ever going to be the son.
At all?
Hmm.
Oh, see, that was kind of my first initial thought when, like, you see him just out there with the statues. I thought he was going to be the.
Well, I think in some ways Baylan has a lot of good in him. And so I don't think they would make him be the embodiment of the dark side. You know what I mean? Which is a good segue into another piece here in a minute. But next, I think Anakin is going to be revealed as the father of Mortis. Which is, man, super exciting. I hope they do it. It did recently come out that we're going to see a lot more Anakin in Season 2 than we did in Season 1. There were people on Twitter that were all kinds of mad about it. Personally, I love it. I want more Anakin. I love Anakin's character. As long as they do it justice, I'm fine with it. Totally okay with getting more. What do you think?
Yeah, I can understand. I think we talked about it last week when we were talking about Anakin, and I think that he was already planned to be in this like this season of the series, regardless of what happened. And I trust Dave. I trust the story that Dave's doing. We talked about it a little bit as far as like I hope Anakin doesn't just start to get used for a cash grab at some point, which I don't think season two would be that. But it's kind of like depending on what they do with him and how it's executed, which I feel like I have confidence that it'll be good. But if it's anything other than the way that I'm thinking it's going to go, I don't really know how I feel. Just because it's almost like using Vader too much. We all want Vader, but we don't get him that often, and that's what makes him better because we don't get him a ton.
Here's the thing: using Vader too much in somebody else's project or show, I don't think is a great thing. But a Vader show would be phenomenal
Oh,
if it was
if we had
focused.
a Vader show,
Yeah, if we were to get a Vader
oh,
show that's focused and fixated on Vader, I'd be fine with that.
I'm putting something in my notes for next week. You keep going.
Interesting. Okay. Um, I believe that Ahsoka Tano will be revealed as the daughter of Mortis. So of course, the embodiment of the light. I think that she pretty much already is. Um, Morai has followed her since, actually, I believe, the Mortis arc in Clone Wars, if I'm correct. Morai's been with her ever since. Just always popping up. Morai was in The Mandalorian. Morai was in Ahsoka. Morai was in Rebels when Ezra was in the War Between Worlds. So I think she pretty much already is. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think they're gonna finally push that in. Next, I think Starkiller is brought into canon, and I think Starkiller is the embodiment of the dark side and revealed as the new son of Mortis. So that answers your question to Balin being the son of Mortis. I don't think it's going to be Balin.
Yeah, my only thing is like Star Lord, not Star Wars, Star Killer. My mind's still on Marvel. Star Killer being a part of a live action universe. Sam Witwer reprising his role. My goodness, bro, that would make so much money. I can't tell you the amount of fans who would be thrilled seeing Star Killer in live action, and that's out of all of the stuff we've talked about, that's what I want the most.
Ooh, really?
I want to see Star Killer.
I feel like they'd have to. They're going to have to water him down a little bit. He cannot be as strong as he is. There's no way.
Oh, agreed. Well, honestly, the way that they could do it, Anakin can restrain his power a little bit.
Interesting. Okay.
He holds him back. I think that'd be sick.
But I wonder too, if they do go that route, because it's been rumored, heavily rumored, we've seen all over the internet. If they go that route, what's going to be the reason for him there? You know what I mean? Ahsoka was the good version of Anakin's teachings. So, in that case, if he's going to be the dark side version of Anakin's teachings, which is Vader, are they going to make him Vader's apprentice in canon? Is that what they're going to have to
We
do?
get a Vader show. We get a Vader show set like he's like when he trains Starkiller secretly, like during the time of all the Inquisitors and stuff, and that's like a backstory for this. Oh, I'd be down, bro. I'd be down.
Yeah, I would be down. So I also believe now again the Starkiller stuff is very much more of a wish list type thing than prediction because that's a hard thing to do. I don't know that Dave's gonna do it, but he could. Um, Now the reason that I think Balin was being called the entire time to Peridia is to free Abeloth because I believe Abeloth is trapped, and I believe that the father, the son, and the daughter all trapped her on purpose because she's insane. So I think that was she's manipulating Balin to release her. I don't know if she's gonna kill him. I think that'd be insane. Could you imagine? Just kills Balin in episode 1. That would be
They
insane.
recast him just to kill him.
Just to kill him. That would be crazy. Yeah.
If I'm
go ahead.
an actor, I'm not accepting that role.
I don't know, man. That could open up doors, though.
Especially imagine being in Star Wars for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Like, I'd rather be a stormtrooper where you never see my face just to say I've been a stormtrooper than be an on-screen death that happened for 5 minutes, and it's the whole reason I was casted because the original guy couldn't be there.
Yeah, yeah. That's part of the reason I don't think they do it, but I do think it would be a crazy twist. What if she kills him? Okay, what if Abeloth kills him? Leaves and goes off to do whatever she's doing. We get to the end of the series, and it's Star Wars, so no one's ever really gone, right? Shin comes and saves him. Or
I was
we
just
see
about to ask
a small flashback
that
she saved him.
I was going to ask if you think that Shin's going to do anything impactful in the season.
I don't know. I don't think she's not going to be in it, but I don't know what she's going to do. I think we'll know more once we get a little closer and start getting more speculation and getting trailers, but
yeah, I feel like at the moment she just doesn't really feel like she has a part.
Yeah. All right, so next, I believe we're going to get a little bit of Thrawn in the main galaxy. I think he's going to turn the galaxy into pure chaos. I think they're finally going to realize that Hera wasn't lying and Ahsoka wasn't lying about Thrawn's return. And I think he's going to do some Empire Strikes Back level damage, I think. Toward the end of the season, I think he's going to do some crazy damage to the New Republic. And honestly, I think that's what's going to set up Dave Filoni's Heir to the Empire movie. I think the end of this season, possibly series, is going to set up Dave's movie.
Man, you imagine they do something crazy, they capture Seb or something like that. Zeb, not
Ooh.
Seb, Zeb.
That'd be crazy. That leads me to my last point. At the end of this season, once we see, because I believe Ahsoka and Sabine are going to get back to the main galaxy at the end and realize that Thrawn is just going insane. I think at the end of the season, after we know that they're back, after Thrawn's been destroying stuff like crazy, we're going to see the full reuniting of the Ghost Crew in its totality, without Kanan.
You imagine he was there as a Force ghost? I'd cry.
Oh. And it's Freddie Prinze?
I'd cry.
Yeah. That would actually be
or you could do it in Heir to the Empire. Imagine there's a scene with Hera and him. She's talking to Jason. There's something about him. Oh, it could honestly be through Jason. Jason's training to be a Jedi and stuff. And then you have a scene with Jason and Ezra, and then all of a sudden Kanan shows up. Oh, bro! It needs to happen. I'm calling Dave.
Ooh, I wonder. Do you think there's going to be so if it goes the way that I'm saying, and at the end of Ahsoka is set up for the movie, do you think there's going to be a time jump? Like a 5-year time jump, 3-year time jump?
I don't think it's going to be that much. I think it'd maybe be 1 to 2 years at most. Kind of like how Return of the Jedi set up after Empire. It's not a ton of time after, but it's a little bit because Luke's trained a little bit more and he's made his own lightsaber. He's done more stuff. Yeah, so something around that. I don't think it'd be 5.
That's fair. Because what would Jason be then? I don't know what he was.
He's probably
Wait
what,
a
like
second.
8, 9?
How does that math even make sense? She. I'm going to have to do some digging into that and figure out that math because now that I'm thinking about it, it doesn't make any sense.
I will say too, Freddie Prinze Jr. showing up as a Force Ghost is not out of the realm of possibility since his voice is so not.
True. Also, not to mention, I don't know if you knew this. There's a Easter egg in Ahsoka season 1, and on the ghost, there's a picture of Kanan, and it was Freddie Prinze. Yeah, I don't know if you ever caught that, but yeah, that's there. So he's
They need to
he's
bring my
he's
boy
done it.
Fred.
Yeah, dude, that would be insane. That would be insane.
I'll cry. I will legit cry.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool, bro. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is my full predictions and wish list for Ahsoka season 2. There's so much other stuff. So in the down in the description, I'm gonna put some links to some other videos that I've already made on the channel about Ahsoka season 2, including Darth Maul stuff, theories, and of course Thrawn. So check those out.
Do you think we're getting Agent Callus?
Here's the thing. It's clobber time. So here's the thing.
I was gonna say I can go grab him.
I think it would be great, and I think they would do it fine. But I almost feel like there's way too much. If everything that we have thought about happens, there's too much going on. In a way.
Do you think he could show up in Heir to the Empire?
Oh yeah.
I'll take
100%.
that.
Well, see, because that's the thing. It's like we have to know why he's separated from Zeb, because they ended Rebels with them together. So
Yep.
I want to know why they're no, because he went with Zeb back to his what was that planet called? It's gonna drive me bonkers. I can't remember, but they ended it where they were there. So could you imagine he died? I don't know how I'd feel about that.
Nah, we need to see him again.
Yeah.
Played by Wyatt Russell.
Remember my double spy theory. That would be insane.
It would be sick. It'd be sick.
Yeah. I'm about to have to make a full video on that because that'd be cool.
All right. It's time.
It's clobbering time.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is now going to be our spoiler-filled section review of the Fantastic Four First Steps. So, if you have not seen the movie and you do not want to be spoiled, this is your chance, your warning to leave and come back after the fact to watch the rest of the stream if you want.
Me go first on my rating.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, so we did last week, we did predictions, okay? And my prediction for my rating was a 9.1 out of 10. And the reason that I said that was because I thought I was going to like this film a hair more than I like Superman. Superman, I gave a 9.0. This film, I did officially end up sticking with that score and gave it a 9.1. I thought it was a phenomenal film. Loved it. There's obviously room to improve. And there's a couple of things that I have problems with it, but we'll get into that here in a minute.
As far as my rating prediction went, I believe that I said that I thought this movie could 4.95. And my Superman rating was a 9.2. I did think that this movie would be better than Superman, and it was for me. So I think 9.4 is where I'd put this movie.
Ooh, 9.4. That's a hefty movie,
9.4.
bro. That's hefty for
I
you.
liked it a lot.
Yeah. It was very good. It was very, very good. Again, I don't have much written down after that, so I'm just gonna have to
Well,
spitball. But
let's go in, and before we kind of go into big uh, spoilers and stuff, what are some things you liked about this film?
every single character portrayal, every single actor, I thought played it phenomenally, and in my personal opinion, the best that we've gotten in live action form from every single character. Not one of them, in my opinion, was worse than anybody else that's played them. Not one.
Even Silver Surfer?
Okay, I was kind of talking about the main four. To be honest, Silver Surfer, man, Norrin Rad's great, but dude, Chala Ball was kind of sick. I can't really. I just wish we got a little more. I wanted a little more before the redemption arc. So
Yeah.
I don't feel like we got enough, but I did want a little more. She was actually pretty good. I don't know, man. That could be another segment, which was better out of the two, and actually compare them. I don't know. I actually don't know. But technically, they're two different characters. So, I mean, they're a little harder to compare than the main four.
I agree. I agree.
But,
I definitely
see.
think this version of Galactus was better than the Cloud.
Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah, this Galactus was freaking incredible, dude. But again, okay. I won't say too much about what I didn't like yet. But, man, Galactus was sick. Silver Surfer was sick. It being set in the 60s was actually really cool.
Yeah,
I really liked that. The fact that it's in a completely different multiverse, and I don't know if you knew this, but it's kind of a small Easter egg. What they did is they had it set to where in this universe, the Dodgers never moved. That's why he had a Brooklyn Dodgers hat. Did you know that?
I just thought that it was back in that time. I didn't even think about them in like the 60s and then like, them moving. That's sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a Brooklyn Dodger t-shirt.
Yep.
That's sick.
So that was a cool little fun Easter egg. Let's see here. I loved Franklin at the like what we got of him at the end of the movie. It was sick, dude. I don't want to get too crazy, but it was pretty sick.
Yeah. We'll get into spoilers soon. We're kind of giving like a quick, brief review.
A brief, yeah. What about you? What'd you like?
I will say, well, I think it was episode 2 when we kind of talked about what we personally needed for this movie to be considered a success for us. I talked about 3 things. I said that they need to act as a family. There was not a single thing in this movie that suggested to me that these people did not know each other. Like they seemed like chemistry was on point. They did so well. You see them in interviews outside of the movie, and they seem like a family. So that was great. Shala Ball was something I said that needed to succeed for this movie to be a success for me. She was phenomenal. Like I know that I'm a big person. I'm on the train of like I want Norrin, but she did great. Every scene that she was in was sick. Anytime she had an action sequence, it was sick. She was very honestly, I kind of felt just creeped out anytime she spoke because she just had that chilling type of tone. Her interactions with Johnny Storm were sick. I also said that it needed to be high stakes. I felt like there was high stakes in this film, not for like the entire MCU, but well, kind of if you think about it a little bit, but more like for the family. And there was high stakes. I was skeptical about Shala Ball, not after this film. I was skeptical about Pedro Pascal, and I will say, it took me it took me a little bit of time in that movie to be able to look at him and not look at him as Pedro Pascal and him as Reed Richards. But there was a point in the movie when it's because obviously Reed's always on his, he's focused on fixing a problem. So he is that leader. He's all about science and math and all this other stuff. And there's so many different scenes where you see him working out when he's working out problems, focusing on that problem instead of focusing on the family. But you also see him literally think of every outcome, including giving up Frank Galactus. And that there was a moment when, like, one of those times when he was just thinking through the problems, I was like, this is Reed Richards. And I actually had that moment in the film. So I'm like, Pedro did great. And then one of my biggest things that I was happy about with this film was Joseph Quinn's Johnny Storm. We had a Johnny Storm that he wasn't just the hothead. He wasn't just the ladies' man. You know, Johnny Storm is a scientist. He's a smart guy. There's a reason that he's on their team that goes into space. And we never get his intelligence. This man literally figured out how to translate Shalabal's language into being able to be understood. And he used it to lure her in and basically get her to kind of shift her allegiance from Galactus to help. Like, he was the unsung hero of the film. And he's got one of the best lines in that entire film about the sacrifice. He says, tell Franklin that Uncle Johnny... Like, if they would have let Johnny Storm go through and sacrifice himself in that way, obviously he comes back later on if he would, because Galactus is going to come. But if they let him do that, I would have lost my mind. That would have been one of the coolest moments in the history.
It would have, but I'm glad we got what we got.
I am too. I'm happy that she stepped in the... Well, surfed in the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, characters in this film were great. I was actually really happy to got the and obviously he doesn't seem like a crazy villain. He's one of the minor ones, but I loved his dynamic with the family, even like just with how him and Reed are together. All of it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was phenomenal, dude.
So what did you dislike about this film?
Not as much of their powers as I wanted. The Thing kind of took a backseat.
Yeah.
In a way. I wanted more Silver Surfer. I wanted more Galactus. And I wanted a better setup for Doomsday. I'm not mad at it at all. But I wanted a little more for Doomsday that I don't think we got.
I agree with all of those takes. I think the only one I might give a little bit of push on is I almost feel like we got the right amount of Galactus.
Yeah.
With it only being an hour and 55 minutes, including credits, we needed to really focus on the family, and we did while having... I feel like Galactus being in it the amount that he was just right for me. I feel like if you had him too much in the film, I don't know. I think it would have kind of like taken away some of his impact. It's almost like Vader. Like, Vader's in it just enough, but it makes you want more.
It's one of those things where, like, I wish we would have gotten more, but saying that, I understand that every scene he was in was also incredible. I don't have anything bad to say about the stuff that he was in. Bro, that scene where he, you know, when they first went to him and he said that you have what you need to save your planet. And when Shalabal was chasing them down and she reached through and was trying to grab him literally out of Sue, that was the most insane thing. I was not expecting that in the slightest. literally trying to stick her hand into her stomach and take out the child. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was scary. Like, I don't know. That may have been one of the scariest moments in the entire film. Because,
Yeah.
man, yeah, like you said, that was so unexpected. I'm not like, I know the Silver Surfer can phase through stuff, but I've never once in my life thought that it was going to reach into the actual stomach of a pregnant lady.
And try to take her child. That was
Blew
crazy,
my
man.
mind, bro.
Yeah.
But the whole space sequence was phenomenal because it
CGI was
wasn't like,
great.
oh, it was great. I think Marvel actually remembered how to pay their people and to give them time to actually make stuff that was good. Um, because wow. Um, but it wasn't like it was just a scene in space. That was like a big
It's like a
chunk.
sequence,
Like
bro.
they spent like a what 10, 15 minutes up in space in that film. That was good, bro. Every part of that whole thing was great. Like, oh, and getting to see Galactus in his own ship. Oh, dude,
Yeah. Galactus
they
was
made the
cool.
right choice holding off for his voice.
Oh, out of trailers? Yeah. By far.
Yes, that was the right move.
By
I
far.
also I also feel like they did a phenomenal job at his design. He looked great, and I'm happy we
He
finally
did.
got a proper version of him.
A very good version.
I, yeah, I think I think as far as the setup for Doomsday though, I I have a hard time with it because biggest reason being we only have Spider-Man Brand New Day now before Doomsday, and there's not going to be any setup from that film unless it's a post-credit scene probably. So we literally don't have any setup other than the Thunderbolts,
Yep.
and it's like, oh, and the post-credit scene of this film. But it's like that's it, and we don't have anything else. And we've talked about it. We kind of talked about it in one of the last streams of the backstory of Doom and the beginning of the film, like narrated by the Watcher, or maybe something along those lines. And if they do that, it'll be a little bit better. But yeah, you don't feel the Thanos level threat so far, and I do agree with that. I'm happy for the Fantastic Four as a team, and as like just a solo film, not having a setup like that. But I'm upset as far as like, yeah, I understand where you and Cam. There's an Avengers movie coming out next year, and we have no idea how we're gonna get to it. Makes no
We
sense
don't
why
even
it's
know who
happening.
the Avengers are, bro.
No, we know the new Avengers. We know the Avengers with the Z.
But that's the thing, like, is the first half of this movie going to be setting up who the Avengers are? Because that just. I don't like that.
No, and a big reason being they've already set up their team, but they did it off.
See, that's just. I'm not a fan of
As
that.
far as I'm aware of, unless they've rewritten it and they've changed, I could kind of see it happening. Like maybe it's going to be more of like a Age of Ultron style. How like you in the beginning of Age of Ultron, you see all of them collectively together as a team, and like the first scene of the film. Obviously, we know that they got established the film before, but maybe it'll be like that. Like we will have like a fight sequence in the beginning of the film, and it is the Avengers, but we get to see each member do something, and then they kind of are formed, but we get to see them one at a time. Like, oh, Shang-Chi's part of the Avengers. Oh, uh, obviously we got Cap, we got the new Falcon, we got whoever, Shuri.
Yep.
So
Wait, correct me if I'm wrong.
we'll
The
see.
Sentry is part of the new Avengers, right?
Yes,
Nice.
yeah, yeah. Now I do think that I've heard that members of the new Avengers will be joining members of the Avengers as well as the Fantastic Four and X Men. Kind of like, I don't know how all of them are going to be on one team. I think it's going to be like more like some of them are going to mix who's on whose team.
Peace to you.
See, it's a
Yeah, that's fair.
but I think another thing. Um, oh man, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, but yeah, I think Doomsday. I'm confident in the Russo brothers, but we're gonna have we have a need for a lot of explanation.
Yep, very much. Did we want? We kind of jumped off there for a second. Did we want to talk about some scenes we liked?
Oh, hands down,
Yeah,
hands down.
that final fight sequence. I think I wanted more, but it was still cool. You get what I mean? Like
I know exactly
seeing
what you
him go
mean.
through the city, bro. That was crazy, dude. Super cool, but again, I still
Yeah,
wanted a little more.
like that scene in itself, it does feel like it's primarily Sue versus Galactus. Like, oh, that's a mom, and you're taking her baby, and that's where she's the big force to be reckoned with. Reed, Reed kind of does stuff like obviously he wounds Galactus at that one point. He opens like one of the ports like on his armor, and like I think energy was coming out of him. That was like a cool scene. Obviously, you have Johnny literally putting like fire into his face, which was crazy. The Thing kind of got it handed to him. Like he knocked down a bit, helped and assisted her pushing Galactus, which it was cool seeing them work together as a family. But the Thing got, which he's not going to do much against Galactus anyway. I honestly feel like he should have been more in the Fantastic Car, uh, doing something up there, flying in the air, doing something. Because yeah, he can punch Galactus, but we saw what happened. He would have got thrown into space.
Do you remember the speculation slash rumor came out a little over a month ago about, and like people were complaining that Sue and Shalabal were the ones that saved everything. They were right.
Yeah,
They were
they were
right.
right. It kind of felt like the other three kind of took a back seat, and I wasn't I wasn't upset with what we got. Obviously, I rated it,
Yeah.
but I do agree. I wanted more of the others.
hmm I will say, tell you who didn't take a back seat in that sequence, Franklin, bro. The way he brought his mom back to life was insane. Insane, dude.
See, that reminds me of what I was going to say earlier because the Rise of the Silver Surfer, they basically recreated that scene in this movie because Sue also dies going against Galactus in that movie as well, and the Silver Surfer brings her back. But this movie, they do the exact same thing in Franklin. So it's a little bit different. They did it better in this movie. Franklin's going to be awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest and most powerful version of any character in the MCU is now, and there's the time jump at the end. I think he's now 5. He's a 5-year-old boy, and he's more powerful.
Yeah.
It's insane, insane. I did like how the trailers didn't show a ton of Franklin.
Yeah. Not much at all, really.
I think it's kind of cool that Franklin was like almost hiding his power inside of Sue as well.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't
that
catch
was
that.
sick
I did not catch that.
because like they did every test. They're like, oh, he's not gonna have power. He's gonna be normal. He's gonna be fine. And then all of a sudden he shows up and he can resurrect people.
Although I find it crazy that none of any of as smart as Reed Richards is, none of his tests found anything, but Galactus, like that, dude, instantly knew.
He could sense that type of power
Yeah.
inside of him, which you know, it makes sense why Galactus wanted him too, though, because like Franklin was going to take his place, and Galactus just wants to stop being hungry all the time. And Galactus, yes, he's a villain, but he's not insane. There's reasons behind he like why he does what he does, and
Yeah.
his motive for him made sense.
That's true, Cam.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this too. Uh, I think that its clobbering time scene let me down. It
That's
let me down, and the I'm happy we got it. And I get he
he did
doesn't say
thump him
that
though.
off.
He did thump him though.
Yeah, yeah. What he did was great, but the actual delivery of that line, like in the trailer when he's like about, because you see when he's about to like do this and brace himself like this, it looks like he's about to let out like a. No, we got it's clobbering time.
Yeah,
Like that's a clip.
I get that.
Anyway, but it's just he seemed like a giddy schoolboy, and then he does wreck Galactus with that hit. It does something. It's just I was sitting there in my seats, kind of like, really?
Yeah, wearing while you were wearing a shirt with the thing that said it's clobbering time, you were upset.
Yeah. I just I was not happy. Not happy. Like I did think it was sick though, Johnny going up to space to save him. That was cool.
Yeah, it was sick, dude. Johnny was pretty cool in the movie, dude. Again, I still feel like out of those main four, that those are my favorite four people to play them or portrayals of the character, if you will.
I definitely think out of the four, Johnny was my favorite.
Ooh, yeah. I don't know why I said
Like
ooh like that
he
because
just
yeah,
he made such a huge impact, and I just loved how they did a really good version of him. Joseph Quinn, phenomenal. I was very impressed, and I thought Vanessa Kirby was great. She definitely feels like Sue. Um, the Thing, like Eben Moss Baccarat did great as the Thing. I do agree that maybe we sit from him as people have talked about, and
mm.
then I didn't like Pedro. Like I said, Pedro. It took me a little bit to believe that Reed Richards. I got there. So yeah, I agree. But
See,
Johnny Storm,
honestly,
in
for
my
me,
opinion, was the MVP.
from the beginning, I really wasn't thinking too much about it being Pedro. Like I actually just enjoyed it from the beginning. I think he sounded great. I think his scenes were great. I think he literally portrayed the genius of Reed Richards well.
I do think something that something that probably hurt my experience with it a little bit. I watched too many interviews of all of them outside of the movie, so I saw a lot of Pedro Pascal leading up to this film,
You were getting
and
sick
I'm
of
just
him.
like,
Yeah.
I was, and then I watched it, and I liked him in the film. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. It's just
Yeah.
I need to not do that next time because
I get
he's
what you
one of
mean.
those people right now that's very popular, and it's like he's everywhere, and I don't want to see him all the time.
He's
I want to be kind
literally
of
everywhere.
yeah, I want to be not in the know.
You think it's bad right now?
Uh,
Bro, he's in an Avengers film and a Star Wars film next year. Right now is not even going to hold a candle. Next year's going to be way worse.
yeah, Tom Holland's in a lot next year.
He is. Do you want to read that from Cam?
Oh, Cam says my only thing was they should have went with the '60s mid-Atlantic accents rather than Reed's voice just being Pedro Pascal without any attempt on a New York accent or something. I agree.
That's a great take.
I don't understand why they would have a dialect coach on set who teaches them how to speak like that, and then Marvel's like, okay, you sound cool, but we want you to sound like Pedro, and it's just like, what was the point of going through all of that? Like, it didn't have to be a heavy accent, but
Yeah.
just something. I
Mm-hmm.
completely agree. Like literally, there was a couple scenes in that film, and I'm not even kidding. I literally it felt like I was watching The Mandalorian because I heard it. I'm like, that's literally Din Djarin. Like,
Yeah. I
so
get what you
I
mean.
agree, Cam.
I completely agree too.
Like,
The Thing's voice really wasn't all there for me.
no, and I think that also contributed. It's just so far, because I thought Michael Chiklis, in 2005 2007, I liked his voice when he played Ben Grimm. I thought it was great.
Now, Galactus and Silver Surfer, their voices were incredible. I had no gripes about those.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Cam. The Thing was the
Yep.
only one who needed that Brooklyn accent desperately. Like, they didn't have his accent. They make him take the back seat a little bit. Well, not even a little bit. He took the back seat. Um, he lifted the car. He talked to a girl, and he got some cookies.
And he was pretty much the protective uncle.
I did like their aspect too of like them being uncles. Like I found a lot of enjoyment at the seat scene when they were trying to put Franklin into the Fantastic Car. I thought that was cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
Completely agree.
and then but yeah, the '60s feel was great. I will say too, if we want to talk about that post credit scene
That's
or
get
the
into it.
mid credit scene, dude, I'm I'm thrilled that they actually had something of Doom. It because if we didn't have anything at all, and I mean we basically got next to nothing. But if we didn't have anything, it would have been really bad. But
Yeah.
I do think that that's the exact reason why Doctor Doom won't have a disfigured face, though, because Franklin just healed him.
Oh, is that what you think?
Franklin touched his face in the movie, like he's touching him, and he doesn't have his mask on. I think Franklin saw his face, and he literally touched his face, and he healed him. Like it healed all of his wounds. And he's going to have a.
That was in. That's
That is
interesting.
true. That is true, Cam. Showing Latveria was a place. Wasn't. I agree. I liked that they had that when they were like when Sue was at the UN and they're showing. That was sick.
Yeah. Now I saw
But
a really quick. I saw a
you could.
the director was talking about one of the few Easter eggs he put in there. I didn't catch it. I did not see it. Apparently,
Oh,
he showed. Do you know what I'm going to say?
I think so.
He apparently showed Westview.
Oh, that's not the one I was talking about. I didn't know Westview
Apparently,
was in there.
apparently Westview was in the film. I never saw it. I saw the director talking
I
about
didn't
it.
either. Well, he did do WandaVision, so it makes sense.
Yep. He said it was the smallest Easter egg he could put in there because it's technically not connected to the main line of MCU. So
Did you catch the Easter egg that Stan Lee and Jack Kirby were in the show or in the movie?
mm-mm.
There is a scene when the Silver Surfer is coming and she's going to herald Galactus, and you see briefly a scene of there's these two guys standing in a window, and they're looking in on their wall. It says Timely Comics, and these two guys are standing in the window watching this, but they're supposed to be like Stan Lee and Jack Kirby,
That's
like a
crazy.
homage to them.
Cam said it was on the map of bridge teleporters. Okay. He's talking about
I
Westview.
got you, Kim.
Yeah, I didn't know that's what it was.
I need to see this movie again. I want to go back and
Yeah.
rewatch it.
If you okay, here's a good question for you. If you could only pick one of the two to see again, which are you picking? Superman or Fantastic
Fantastic Four.
Four? Really? All right.
Yeah, I love Superman, but I'd rather see the Fantastic Four again.
I respect
I
that.
think it's for me. A lot of the time, the only time I'm picking a DC having an edge over anything is with Batman. Uh, so and like Marvel's where I thrive, and
Yep.
I would pick to see that again just because I'm more interested in knowing the connectedness of that universe, and I think that I will be more like that with the DCU over time because it's brand new. It's just right now we only have one film to go off of, so I'm like starts. Yeah, I'll have the right now MCU.
Yeah. One film and a show, pretty much, is what we got for DC.
Yeah, I didn't watch Creature Commandos. That's something that never got on. Uh, not I haven't got in yet.
Nope. I think for the most
And
part, man,
then
I've said my piece.
I do think as well, though, one more thing about that Doom scene. A lot of people are talking about how they feel like that's going to be kind of like an opening. They think that we're going to see like a fight between the Invisible Woman and Doctor Doom, and then
Oh,
he's going to take Franklin.
so it's going to be like, ooh, That's
Like they think
interesting
we're
if
going
they
to pick
do that.
right up where it left off.
That's true, Ken. Do you want to mention that?
Box office for Fantastic Four is around the same as Thunderbolts and Brave New World, seemingly in a Marvel 50. Yeah, I agree, and the numbers don't lie. I think a lot of people are having a hard time trusting Marvel, especially after all of the years of just that they gave us. But I wish people would get back out there. It's improving. This has been a very good year for Marvel. Other than I didn't watch Ironheart, I'm not playing, and I don't really care. But other than that, everything else that I've watched this year has been phenomenal. Like Cat 4. The three of us know why that we have an issue with that film and why it's not as good as it could have been. But there's a good movie. Thunderbolts, loved. Um, Daredevil Born Again, yeah. Don't need to talk about it. Fantastic Four, I loved. So I just I hope that fans get back out there and they start enjoying. I think Spider Man's gonna really bring because it's Spider Man. That's what he does, and I hope that seeing that movie next year is going to kind of revitalize the fandom.
Agreed. And I hope it does more than I think it will too. Because I've a lot of people for the last couple of years have been saying that comic book movies are dying. I hope it's not the case, man.
I agree. I don't think that they will fully ever die, just because James Gunn he seems to be doing it right. So even if Marvel ends up dying until they do that soft reboot after Secret Wars, um, DC's going to be on it.
DC's going to take over. I agree.
Do you know that right now, because Superman is projected to, it's almost a given. It's projected to beat out um, each Marvel movie that came out this year in the box office. So it is the first time that a DC movie has beat out a Marvel movie since The Dark Knight.
Are you since 2008?
Since 2008, it's the first time a DC movie has is probably going to beat out a Marvel movie.
What came out in 22?
22, the year like the Batman.
Yeah.
Good question.
What
It may have
did
been Multiverse of Madness.
the Batman might not have actually even did that good at the box office. I don't know what its numbers were.
No, we'll have to look into that a little bit because yeah, I read that either this morning or yesterday. And I'm wow, crazy. But it's literally been 17 years since the start of the MCU.
Yep. That's pretty
But
crazy.
yeah, bro, I hope Marvel fans get back on because it's getting better and they're missing out.
Agreed. Very much agreed. I just hope all of the projects seemingly get better. You know what I mean? Because like neither one of us have really
Yeah.
any interest to watch Ironheart, which is unfortunate.
Well, it's because that show was created in 2022 when things were still
Crazy.
being written poorly.
Yeah.
And now they're back. Okay, we're gonna stop doing a bunch of this nonsense, and we're gonna make things right again,
Mm-hmm.
at least better. So
Right.
yeah,
I haven't felt. I'm trying to watch what I say. There's a certain type of way that I've felt before that I really haven't felt this year with comic book movies, and it's a good feeling. It's a good thing.
I agree. It's been a long time since I've been excited. I so far this year, I don't think it's been a bad year at all for superheroes, other than Ironheart.
Yep. Yep.
Film wise, phenomenal.
Did you know Jurassic Park has outpaced. It's gonna be the best movie of the summer in terms of box office.
Oh yeah, bro. It's like if it hasn't already, it's 800.
Yeah, 800. Yep.
Like it's insane.
And it's crazy too because Cam said it was trash.
Jurassic Park movies always have the draw. It's like, oh, dinosaurs, cool. It's not superheroes.
I do have prediction for the highest grossing movie of the year.
Oh yeah,
Avatar: Ash and Fire.
really?
Yeah. Or is it Fire and
How
Ash?
long does it come
Either
out?
way.
At the end of the. How long does it
Oh,
come out
that's a
for the end of
good
the year?
point. I think it's like, that's a good point. I think it's like the 11th.
Because let me
So it's
look it
only
up.
got
Because
3 weeks.
if it only has like 3 weeks, then it's going to have to make something.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
Because that's the only thing I think hinders it. It comes out the 19th.
What's it called?
Fire and Ash.
Fire and Ash. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It comes out the 19th. It has 12 days or
6
13
days before
days.
Christmas, bro.
Everybody, if everybody's going to the theater to watch it on Christmas break, then people will have a lot of time to watch it. It's just, it's gonna take some people going to the movies to actually get it done. Which that's also been a problem. People don't go to movies anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But
So
both of
one of
those,
those.
I believe both of those did over $1 billion. Correct? The first two?
I believe so. And think about it. Doomsday has to make 2.
I think they
That
set
movie
themselves
right
up for
now is
failure.
looking to be a big loss.
Yeah.
Regardless of how good it is or not, it's going to probably be a financial loss.
I mean, bro, what was the total budget of Iron Man 1? Can you find that really fast?
Yeah, let me get it.
Let's find that.
$140 million.
They're almost spending that much on Robert Downey Jr. by himself.
Yeah, its budget was $140 million, and it made $585 million.
140 million. They're spending 100 on RDJ. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's not looking.
No, but I still think it's going to be a phenomenal film, whether the box office
I do
shows
too,
that or not.
especially since they finished the script now too as well.
Yeah. And honestly, I think Spider-Man's going to put the MCU in a better spot. Hopefully. Even though it doesn't even set up the movie, but
Who knows? What if it does? Like, what if it ties in at some point? I don't think it's going to be massive, but I think it may give us a little.
this is really quick before we hop off of here. Do you think they're allowing too much to be shown right now in regards to Spider-Man?
Yes.
Yeah.
I shouldn't know all of the stuff that I know about this film right now.
Well, it's not even that. I've literally seen clips, and I know it's hard to stop anybody from filming, but I've been seeing clips of like scenes that they're filming, like people are just filming it.
I think that it's part of the reason why these movies are getting ruined, because people know too much about them beforehand.
Yep.
And being a Marvel content creator, obviously it's part of my job to report on all the stuff that's there, but part of me doesn't want to do it because I feel bad and I don't want to see it myself.
Yep. I get that to a degree,
Because
but I also think it's fun.
it feels like it's ruining it. It's fun
It
to
does, but it
speculate.
doesn't.
Like, I thought something real quick. Superman and Fantastic Four both did a very good job at, like, there was a lot of stuff in those movies that we did not see. Superman was better, but there's a lot of stuff that we did not see in the trailers that we got in the film, which is great. Like Superman hit it very well. Marvel, there's there's some need of an improvement there because we knew a lot.
Yeah.
It's scoopers do too much.
You think?
There's there's so many plot points that just come out. Wow, we know the whole film right now.
Yep.
So yeah,
Completely agree. But all in all, ladies and gentlemen, we both really liked Fantastic Four.
yeah,
That's the big takeaway. Yeah.
great film.
Great film. Another great podcast, my friend.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to next week, and we're gonna have some fun topics next week.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Next week's the first. Let's see. We've done 4. We've had 2 spoiler reviews, a non-spoiler review, and a prediction. So now we kind of are to the point of having to do some other things.
Yep, probably some brand new segments coming at you. Maybe not next week, but pretty soon we'll have some new segments. And it should be fun though. So make
Yep.
sure you guys are here and that you are subscribed to the channels.
Yep. Yes, sir. Both links. Well, for mine, you're here. You can see it. Evan's link is down below. And of course, we're going to be posting all kinds of clips and all other stuff. So stay tuned for all of those. Got anything else, my brother?
We love you 3000.
May the force be with you, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.